Hey everyone, my name is Harlow Tyler, and as of last month, I started my journey to getting gender affirmation surgery. It was only this week that I started a GoFundMe in order to fund myself for this journey, and along the way, I've had a lot of difficulties with not having insurance and also not being able to really save much for this very important and vulnerable moment in my life. That's why I'm calling on to other people in order to help me achieve my goal and help validate me and what I feel inside as far as who I am. So I'm making this video because I feel like I need to be able to tell my story in person and for you to just learn about me a little bit and help me with this journey and understand why I need this. I realized at the end of 2018, I was in a really dark place in my life. It was about a year and a half after high school ended, and I tried doing a lot of things after high school as the cis man that I thought I was because society. But the reality of that is just I couldn't find myself anywhere. I was working a full-time job at the time, and I had stopped going to school because I didn't have a declared major, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do in my life. And it wasn't until the end of 2018 where I had realized that I've had so many repressed emotions about who I was and who I was told to be. I feel like all my childhood, from things like my dad and just external sources, that, you know, men are supposed to behave this way and women are supposed to behave this way. And with what you're born, as far as your genitals go, you know, you don't have the option of being anything else but a man being masculine and a woman being feminine, and that there's nothing in between. Where the reality is that you're told this and your gender is decided for you, but in reality, you should be able to choose who you are, what feels right inside. You should be able to be trans-masculine, trans-feminine, non-binary, a man or a woman, no gender at all. It shouldn't matter because it's nobody's business but your own. And I learned a lot of that whenever I first started coming out to myself. And it was like 4 or 5 months later, in April of 2019, that I came out for the first time to some coworkers and some people on Snapchat, and I think I was received really well, and that made me feel really good. And later in 2019, I met my life partner for the first time. We met on Tinder, and throughout our relationship, they have always affirmed me and what I said I needed and who I was, and they saw me for who I was. And this was like around the first time in my life that I felt myself, I felt I had direction, and that it's okay to be a forever changing human being because that's what humans are. So I started hormone replacement therapy in mid-2020 when the pandemic was at full force, and it changed my life. There's a lot of things that have brought me a lot of depression and put me in this hole that I couldn't get myself out of, that I didn't know who I was and where I was going. But when I started hormones, I felt like the person I was always meant to be. And it's a feeling that I cannot really describe to anyone, but it didn't just change my body for how I felt like I should have been inside to outside, but it changed how I felt about myself. And ever since, like, early in my journey, I have thought about surgery. Like, I've never had surgery in my life. I was like terrified at the concept, but I was like, I don't know, maybe I need it. Like, I don't like certain parts of me, and I don't like the way it feels during sex, those parts of me. But like, everything's okay. I'm just gonna keep going on, and I'm gonna learn to love my body the way it is. And so no matter how hard I tried, it stayed at the back of my mind all that time, just that something didn't feel right. And it was something that hormone replacement therapy could help, but it didn't solve one of my issues, which was just being uncomfortable with my body because of a certain part of me, and a certain part of me that gets in the way, not only physically but mentally, when I'm trying to wear my like clothes that I want, like short shorts or women's underwear or pants. And on one hand, like, it's nobody's business what I have between my legs, but also, like, I just, don't want that to be a thing that people see. I think it's totally valid and great that people that are transgender, like trans women, that don't want the surgery. I am very in support of that, and I'm very happy for them that they can accept their body and love their body for what it is. But for me, that's really hard. I've tried for 3 to 5 years, and I have realized through starting therapy 2 months ago and realizing like reasons that I'm having trouble having sex with my partner sometimes, and just feeling comfortable in public, or like feeling like myself in public, and using the restroom, and just everything, literally everything in my life. And so when I realized that like what I have thought about like years ago was like what my gut feeling was that I should have listened to, which is getting surgery so that I can feel like myself in my body holistically. It was a hard realization, but I'm here before you because I know that I deserve to feel better in my body, and I'm calling on all of you to help me in this. And I've already received so much support for my GoFundMe and donations that are so life-changing. Like, no matter how much like each person donates, it's a sign that people support me and want me to be happy, and it's actually contributing to a goal that I have longed for. And it was so vulnerable and hard for me to go to my partner and tell them I need to have the surgery, or I feel like I have to have the surgery, because I didn't want to feel like them to feel like I was trying to change myself in any certain way, or I didn't want them to feel like I was going to be a different person. But when I told them they told me they wanted me to be happy, and they didn't want me to just continue the way I am and live in fear because of what surgery entails, which is a lot of hard work and commitment to not only recovery and the actual surgery itself, but also to getting there. Like this process, I feel like I barely started because there's so many steps. You have to get 3 letters of approval and recommendation, 2 from medical professionals, like psychological professionals, and 1 from your hormone doctor telling them that you've been on hormones for 12 months or more, and then obviously allocating the money for said surgery, which can be up to like 30 grand. Not even to mention that, you know, you have to get electrolysis for a span of like 10 months to a year before you're even able to have a surgery date. And so even though it's really hard to be in my position right now and even beg for money, and not have insurance to support me, and feel like I have to have the surgery and go through all the stress involved with it, I'm also very, very, very grateful for like the support I've seen, and very, very, very proud of myself for even like going through the lengths I've gone through. Like, I've been so dysphoric for the past 6 months, like just straight. Like, I feel there was this time when I was like really dysphoric at the beginning of my transition, even like, you know, throughout my life. And then it got so much easier with hormone replacement therapy. And then I just got to this place within the last year that I just felt like something was wrong, and I couldn't pinpoint what it was. I didn't know what to do. I was like, I've been on hormone replacement therapy for 3 years, and why am I having so much trouble seeing myself? And I always tried to just love myself for who I was, because that's all you have sometimes is yourself and like other people, and having people that accept you for who you are. That's what I wanted for myself. I didn't want to have to change anything just to feel myself. I don't think anybody does. But knowing that there are resources out there to get help and feel better, you know, for the trans community, and I'm just realizing that I need to utilize those resources in order to get to a place where I don't even have to think about stuff like this anymore, like the surgery. Like, I can get that and be done with it. And yes, it's a lot of effort to maintain that part of you for the rest of your life and to be healthy, but it will allow me to be stress-free about the dysphoria, about that issue, and be able to live my life the way I should, the way a lot of people get to and don't have to change their body. So, all in all, to say that I really need this, and I am so ready, even though it's like the most insane commitment, the most stressful, and just a huge thing to cope with and accept and embrace within yourself, that you have to go through it. I am ready, and I am okay with having to change and do all the work, and I'm here to do that. And that's why I'm asking for help, because I can't do it alone. So thank you so much for listening to my story. It's a really emotional and intense and vulnerable thing that I am talking to you about, and in the past I wouldn't have been able to, but I'm here now because I have grown in so many ways, and I feel secure in myself in what I'm doing, and I need your help. So I'm going to link my GoFundMe in the description, and I'll also link my Cashapp and Venmo in the description. But if you could share my GoFundMe in order to reach as many people as possible, and if you could donate, if you have the means, any means like possible, like I will be so grateful. It doesn't have to be a lot of money. Just the fact that you're supporting me is everything. But if all you can do is share, that's a lot more than you think it is. And so I really hope you have a great day, and I genuinely and sincerely am so grateful that you are here to hear my story. Just thank you. I'm Harlow Tyler, and thank you for supporting me. Bye.